Hey everybody, it's Danielle Kelly, D Kelly 21 with 36 degrees here today with my co-host in studio, Big Game James _36, James Coleman. And we have a very special guest today. We have our new head football coach, Coach Norvell, on the line. So excited to finally get to talk to you, Coach. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing really well. Spring practice kicks off the Saturday, so it's been a lot of fun here these last couple months. But it's ready to get back out on the field.
Yeah, you guys have been busy. A whole lot going on, and now spring practice is starting. Just really excited about that. Excited for it just hit me the other day that the spring game is next month. Time flies, huh?
It most certainly does, and we're excited about the growth that we've seen throughout the spring. And obviously there's a lot of relationship building. Trying to establish expectation. These guys are excited. I tell you, coaches, players, everybody that's involved. We're definitely looking forward to continuing to build and get better. And these guys are truly embracing the process.
Well, it's a great process, and I know our former players are very excited. Of course, my co-host, I have one here with me.
Yeah. Yeah. I know you've done a really good job of embracing a lot of the media. Seeing you doing the podcast circuit, with what we joke with the reputables, and you've been very accessible. And again, want to say definitely appreciate you taking the time out. And you've answered a lot of stuff, so we're going to try to ask you some things that are a little bit different. But I want to know because I didn't get a chance. I got a chance to meet you in Jacksonville. One, I want to applaud you because I think that's very unique that you guys are going into basically the background of some of the better recruiting areas and developing relationships, and it was genuine. A lot of people asked me about that. You literally took time to ask some great questions and get a chance to. I think you at least spent 5 to 10 minutes with almost everybody who was there. But actually, even before I get into why FSU, can you talk to us a little bit about the thought process about going into the backyards and not just going to recruit kids, but going there to develop relationships?
Well, I mean that's what this is all about, and everybody can talk about trying to build relationships, but the only way you build a relationship is you invest time, and that's what we're about. And so it was great being able to go and see a lot of these coaches, where they're from, and try to make it as easy and as accessible as we possibly can. At the end of the day, it's really just always been my mindset is that if you give opportunity, then you put the choice on whoever it is that you're looking to involve, and that's something that I'm excited for what I get to represent, and obviously this program and where we're going, but being able to go into the communities of these great high schools and the coaches, and being able to have these opportunity for a meet and greet just to get a better sense of what we're gonna be about and who we are as men, and what our program's going to stand for. And so it's been a great experience. I've really enjoyed the process of getting to build those relationships, and where that's going to continue on here in the future.
All right, taking you back. So we got this. Obviously, that was there and it was great. Explain to us why FSU. You've been my radio show in Jacksonville, the Sports Den. We've been actually talking about you for the last 2 to 3 years about when coaching vacancies open up. Like this guy Mike Norvell in Memphis is doing really, really well. Fuente's got a chance to move. He's built upon that and made it even better. What made now the right time, and why was the selection of FSU, and just what was going through your mind and to get us to here to this point?
Yeah, I think anytime you have to make a big decision in life, whether it's as being a recruit or as a coach and looking at every situation, it truly comes down to two factors, and one is how you fit. And I just absolutely believe that Florida State, this university, obviously the city of Tallahassee, was the right fit for me. And this is one of the most storied, iconic programs in all of college football. It's one that I've watched and been a fan of for most of my life, and just to know the expectations of tradition and not only all the wins that have occurred, but how those wins took place. The standard of the program of developing not only great players but great men. That's what I want to be a part of. That's something that's to the core of me, who I am as a coach, and I just felt like how everything has kind of come together. This was the right fit for me and my family, and then secondly, what you get to represent, and to have that all-inclusive family-style approach is something that's definitely important to how we run our program. And when I got a chance to meet President Thrasher, Chairman Burr, David Coburn, our athletic director, I mean, there was one collective vision of where we wanted to go and what we want to accomplish, and to be able to represent this incredible fan base. It's something that just truly all came together, and I was excited for the opportunity.
Oh, I mean, we're definitely excited to have you in here. Definitely the different type of energy. I've got a chance to meet almost every coach on the staff, including one of my favorite, being the profession that I've been in for the last 13 years in strength and conditioning, meeting Coach Storms, and he's gave a little bit of background about what you guys do and talked about fit. It's actually going to it's making me skip around. You're too dang good at this interview stuff, Coach. Because I have a list of stuff that I wanted in order, but now I got to ask this question. When you picked FSU and when you're doing all these things, and you talk about right fit, right culture, what was your thought process about bringing in the right coaches that fit and that you knew? Because obviously coming out of your coaching tree, it was very well talked about, very well discussed about the guys that have gone on, and you reach deep into that. But you also brought in some guys who weren't necessarily a part of that. But what is it? So I want to talk about the coaches, not necessarily in particular, but what is Coach Norvell like, and what is a coach who coaches under Coach Norvell like? What is the fit, and what can fans expect to see?
Well, I think first and foremost, the one consistent thing among our coaching staff is that we're all relationship based, and we're. I think when you look at that, there's a lot that goes into being a coach, and most people think about the schematics and the X's and O's, which is something that I enjoy and I like I like that part of the game, but I truly try to make sure that we're building the program the right way, and that's the development of the young man. That's building trust, throughout each and every day, and why we do what we do, and to be able to have those relationships that when times are challenging, that you see a group that comes together. And so whenever I look to put together a staff, I want the total package. I want coaches that are led from the heart, that are relationship based, that truly care about the type of young men that we're developing, not only just the jersey number that we're representing when they go out there on the field, but and so that's the one constant. But when you look at the staff that we've been able to put together, you have great relationship-based, coaches, but that are tremendous teachers. And you talked about Coach Storms and the job that he's done, and even this short period of time is something I'm really excited about, because when you can teach, you have a great opportunity for buy-in. And these kids, they know that we're teaching them how to do it. We're teaching how to do it the right way, and you're able to build that trust day by day. And that's in every aspect, whether it's a position coach, coordinator, strength and conditioning. Obviously the head coach. I mean, we're all trying to help build and develop these young men in every aspect of their lives.
What was it like when you came in? The buy-in. Obviously, there's some guys who are on their third coach. And the trust, being a player, I was blessed to obviously play for Coach Bowden, and that's the only guy that most of us know. But I remember seeing our offensive line go from Jimmy Higgins to Coach McHale, who had come from Marshall, and a little bit of a trepidation, a little bit of a slow to buy in. What did you do to make the guys feel like, hey, whether you trust me or not, I'm the head coach, but you can trust me, and this is where I'm going. And if you follow me, we're going to win championships. So what was that like? And has the message really been embraced and received up to the standard that you feel?
Yeah, I never actually asked for trust. I believe that if I can be the example of what I want the expectation to be each and every day, that the kids will that will develop over time. All I want is an opportunity, and my energy, my passion, the coaching staff that we've been able to attract. How these explaining to these guys why I ask them to do everything that we put in front of them. That's where they start to build that over time. And I told them there's going to be changes. I told them it's going to be the hardest thing they've ever done in their lives. I've been very honest with them with my expectations, and we're not going to deviate from our standard. I mean, we're going to have a standard of excellence in every aspect of what we do, because that is the expectation of this program. And we're going to help push each other. We're going to help hold each other accountable in everything that we set out to try to do and try to accomplish. And that's a challenge, and that's why the relationship part of it's so important. And it's been a lot of fun building that here in this short period of time. And obviously we're going to take the next step here come Saturday when we get on the field and start getting a chance to coach football and to see positive strides, which is to see some negative and some adversity that's going to show up, and how we respond to it.
You talked about not asking for trust, but basically showing it by being an example, and then guys trusting that and buying into it, because follow me as I follow and try to achieve the standard. There's a guy that we all know that's attributed to this program who was the standard. NCAA needs to go ahead and give us back those few wins that he got negated, so that he can be in his proper place. But I saw that you got a chance to meet Coach Bowden. What was meeting Coach Bowden like, and what is the thought kind of following that guy? Even though you had a couple people behind him, in front of you that came right behind him, what is it like for that legacy? And talk to me a little bit about what you know and understand about the history of Florida State.
Well, it's Coach Bowden is the greatest coach that has done this job. And when you look at sustaining success, there's nobody that did it as good as Florida State. I think there's 14 straight years of top four finishes, and having the opportunity to sit down and visit with them was truly you talk about kind of a dream come true. I grew up in Dallas, and the very first thing that I ever owned from any college was a 1993 national championship license plate. And it was the only thing that I had on my wall, probably because the only thing I could afford at the time. But it was something that I always watched this program, and like many, you just had such a respect for not only the great players that were on those teams, but really how they played. And Coach Bowden, he fully believed in developing every aspect of the young man, and being able to sit down and talk with him was just it was definitely one of the greatest highlights that I've ever had in my life. And being able to hear the passion in his voice for this program. And every day that I come into my office, I look out over Doak Campbell Stadium and Bobby Bowden Field. So to have this role, to have this responsibility, it's one that I don't take lightly. I'm humbled and honored to be given this task to get Florida State football back to where it deserves to be. And there's a lot of work that's going to go into that. But it was truly an honor to be able to meet with Coach Bowden. And I tell people the best thing of that experience was when we were done talking individually, I took him in to introduce him to our staff, and I was actually followed in the room behind Coach Bowden, and probably the greatest statement that I could have ever gotten from who he is as a man and what he means to people is seeing the face of Odell Haggins and Ron Dugans when he walked in the room. And that was a special moment when they saw their coach walk in, and just what he meant to them. And that's what I aspire to do, and that's what I aspire to be, each and every day. But it's great to be able to represent him in this role.
Yeah, we interview him like once or twice a year for the show, and his memory is crazy. Like he talks about plays that he got me messed up on, or plays that were really good, and recall. I like talking to him as much as I can while he's still here. But I got to ask you something, Coach, because this is getting, it's not bothering me. Are you this intense all the time? Like, is this you 24/7? Like, is there like a, oh man, whew, but I mean, it's cool if it is. I'm just like, man, this is like, because when I seen you in Jacksonville, I was like, man, I feel like I'm ready to go. I got 3 plays in me. And now you're talking to me again, and you almost got me dumb enough to want to go try to wake up to do tour duty, but I know I'm not, I know I'll get one of them orange jerseys.
You might end up in one of them jerseys if you don't come correct. So. I'm passionate to do what I get to do every day. It's truly a blessing, and I tell our guys, maximize the day. It's today is the only thing that we have guaranteed in this world, and so go out there and be the best version of yourself. And if you can attack every day like that, then you get a chance to fulfill the potential that we have. And so, I'm definitely blessed for the opportunity, and I'm not going to waste one day.
Yes, sir.
You know, Coach, and I grew up on the sideline. My dad worked FHP on the field as one of Coach Bowden's escorts. So I grew up on the sidelines, and the former players meant everything to me. Dexter Carter, Snoop Menace, Peter Warwick, all of them, all the way down the line. There's too many to name. One thing you have really done when you came in here is embrace the former players. They are so fired up and excited. I saw, Blade Dodge post something yesterday. He's like, Coach got me ready to put some cleats on, How important is it to you that they are still a part of the program and, interacting with our current players?
I think it's critical. I mean, because, once a no, always a no. And that's something that's important to me is the relationship of our players that have come before us, being involved in the program, supporting the program, being able to speak victory over the program. But on the flip side of it, also being able to show these young men that I currently get to coach what it is to be a Seminole, and not only what the experience is when you're a player, but whenever you get done, and what those relationships, what that time and that opportunity meant to them, and how it's kind of really set them up for the path of the rest of their lives. And so I think anytime you can connect the past to the present, it sets you up for the future, because these guys are living the greatest days of their life here in college, and being able to do it at this institution on this team. I just want them to always realize what they represent, and to show the appreciation for the guys that have come before us.
Now, we've heard that before. So from a former player perspective, what are some things like, now there is one thing that I will give the Tag and those guys props on with the spring game, having the social, reaching out to guys, having us able to having to come around. Are there any other steps? Are there any other things that you talked to me about a true open door policy? And when you said it to me, I believed it. So, but a lot of former players listen to us. We talk to them. There's group chats. But you're truly set on guys come back and we call ourselves Doak Boyz. Come back and show these guys what it's like to be, or talk to them about the experiences of you as a Doak Boy. That's a true one, correct?
Absolutely, and that's one of the things that that I aspire for our former players to come be a part of. You get a chance to come back to practice. You get a chance to obviously be a part. I try to get guys to be a part of the game weekend. I mean, the night before every game, former players, you're going to have the opportunity to come and be a part of what we call our victory walk, and it's only current and former players that get to be a part of it. And, guys that have come before get a chance to introduce themselves to the current team, and to tell them where they're from, the jersey number, position they played. I think that's part of that connection, and we'll go through a variety of different things, just trying to reach out. We will have the former players. Then the night before the spring game this year, we'll do a social that it's going to kind of be an introduction for our staff and to those guys. And so there's a lot of things that we're going to do, but it is an open door policy, and it's one that we definitely have a tremendous amount of respect for the guys that have come before us, and we're looking forward to building those relationships.
All right. Okay, one more. You know what? Let's talk about it. We got spring ball coming up here on Saturday. Fans are excited. We are not used to having new coaches. Bobby was the personification of stability. Then you went right into Jimbo, who essentially came out of Bobby's staff. We had our first coaching search, which was short. Then you were our first nationwide coaching search. We're excited every year because we believe the standard is championships. But we've been here before. A few years ago, we were here. We were swag surfing. We were doing all these other things. Not asking anything about the past, but based upon what your experience and what you've done before, why should FSU fans be excited, and what should we expect to see out of a Coach Norvell coach team?
Well, I can tell you it's going to be a focus on daily growth, and that's the number one thing that I told this team as I came through was we've got guys that are fifth year seniors that have invested a lot into the program, and there's no secret that the results haven't been what anybody wants. We haven't matched the standard of what Florida State football is all about, and now it's time to continue on our process to do what it takes to get it back to where it deserves to be, and that just takes work. And at the end of the day, that's what you can expect from us. You can expect that from our staff, from our players. We're going to be a football team that's going to have a focus on playing smart. Putting ourselves in the best position to be successful. Then we're going to play fast with an unbelievable passion to play physical, and then we want to be a football team that finishes. And that's what is in the very front of our meeting room. Something we focus on each and every day, but because you have to go through that process to be able to accomplish the things that are necessary to maximize the potential. What will be a successful season coming up is if I can see a football team and a coaching staff that maximizes the potential that we have. I mean, that's what I'm aspiring to do, and it's hard to get focused on anything beyond that, because if we get too caught up looking ahead at where we want to be, we might miss one of the steps of what it takes to get there. And so it's truly a daily focus and a daily approach of each one of us getting better and growing every single day.
Was it the commission or the council? What is it? That's been all the rave on Twitter. And
the committee.
Bottom line, I have a friend. The reason why I asked is I have a friend, Torian Bean, coaches at Booker T. Washington. Yeah, he's one of those. And then we've got a couple former players who are head coaches in that area, in that Miami area. Such a fertile recruiting ground. Great news came out of the Nike Coach of the Year clinic. One, heard nothing but great things about you guys talking. Congratulations on that, and that's a huge clinic. But we heard reports that you got a chance to link up with Lou. You had a chance to explain your position, and things that are going on. One, how important was that? And forget about what happened. How did you forget about what happened? Is it good? Are we moving forward? And are people still receptive to to what Florida State is?
Oh, I mean, absolutely. That's been one of the greatest things about since I've come to Florida State is just the reception that we've received. And there's one of the things that it does take time to build relationships, and to be able to sit down and visit with a variety of coaches throughout this state has been incredible. I've got an unbelievable respect for the coaches that are here in this state, and there's just the openness to allow me the opportunity to share our vision, to let them know who I am and what we're going to be about. And obviously the relationship's going to continue to build from there. But it definitely was a wonderful weekend there in Orlando. Was excited about a lot of the meetings and a lot of the coaches that I got a chance to be around, and definitely excited about the future and where those relationships are going to go.
Speaking of recruiting, what is different about your recruiting approach? Like, what's different about the approach? Because we've heard a lot of recruits come in and they raved about it and they liked it. And what does an ideal Coach Norvell recruit look like? Like, obviously good. We know that, but what are some things that you look forward to fit? Because you talked a lot about fit. You talked a lot about relationships. What fits and what kind of it fits into the relationship that you're looking for as you continue to build this program and bring it back to where it was?
Well, just somebody that's passionate about being successful in every aspect of their life. And, I'm a firm believer that how you do anything is going to be how you do everything. And the only way that you can sustain consistent success is to be somebody that goes and works each and every day to try to be the best that you can possibly be. And so it's been a fun process, going through and identifying recruits that one fill needs that we feel like are going to help elevate this program. I was really excited about the some of the football players and especially the type of young men that we were able to attract in this first signing class. But coupled with that, moving forward, it's been a great experience. Being able to get a lot of these young men and their families on campus and just to share the vision. And I don't sugarcoat anything. I try to paint a picture of exactly who we are and what we're all about. And because I believe if we get the right young men that fit our program, that obviously we're looking for the best and the brightest, the most athletic, most talented, with the greatest, with all the greatest attributes to be able to perform at a high level, but ones that want to work and ones that want to do it the right way. And there's a lot of kids that get caught up in outside influence and outside circumstances. And I just want guys that are passionate about being successful and that are willing to do what it takes to be able to achieve at an elite level. And that's what I'm excited about. How we've been able to start off on that process.
Now, I've been getting a lot of hits on Twitter and Facebook Live because they said I haven't asked a question that I've been beating the drum for the last, I don't know how long.
Oh, goodness.
And I'm not 100% sure. Actually, I know it's not the most, it's more mental development than it is physical development, but I've beaten the drum about mat drills. And I don't know if it's because I had to go through it and I want everybody else to go through it, or if the fact that when we won all those championships, it was one of the things that's ingrained in our culture. But I know you brought it back a little bit in tour duty. Can you explain a little bit what tour duty is? What was something like? Is it Coach Andrews approved? Is it Coach Bowden approved? But just and what? Because now I don't know if it was the last day was today or if it's coming to an. Obviously, it's coming to an end because you have spring ball. But what were the guys like the first one all the way up until now?
Well, actually, we got one more tomorrow morning, so you're more than welcome. I got a jersey for you.
Oh, is it orange, Coach? Is it orange? Just go ahead and put him in the orange.
Yeah, don't tell me what a good time. I got three. I saw a couple of those guys do the drills. The actual. I could probably do it one time better than some of them, but after that, I'm tapping out.
Well, and that's really the focus is the mental makeup and the mental mindset of how we approach the work. Everything that we do. We talked about wanting a football team that plays smart. Well, everything that we do is going to have a direction. It's going to have a reactionary movement to where you got to be able to perform after you hear an instruction. And then, as we sit there and we talk about wanting to be a football team that finishes, man, we got to leave no doubt in how we finish. And that we're holding these guys to a standard. And sometimes it's a learning experience. And as long as we can continue to develop a mindset that even through adversity, our response is going to be what defines us, and doing it the right way, giving everything that we have. I mean, that's what builds that confidence on the field. Adversity is going to show up in every game this fall. And, how we respond to that is going to be critical. That's going to depend on our success. And, just the conditioning level that our guys are going to have to be in, the mental mindset that they bring into each situation. That's at the heart of who we are. And, it's something that I'm excited to see these guys as they've grown. Tomorrow will be our 12th one. And, it is something that you've seen a lot of growth and in a much better understanding. And, it's been great because Coach Andrews has come out to a handful of them for him to see the growth in our guys. And, there's definitely some excitement there. And, we still got a long ways to go. It's all part of the process of understanding the standard and guys holding themselves to that standard.
Yeah, you had a big message of accountability that came in, and it came in at a time where I think a lot of our fan base was really, really craving that. Explain your climb philosophy, Coach, and how, and to our listeners what that means.
Oh, it's a focus on each and every day, and really, I think so many people in life. I mean, everybody wants to be successful. I've never heard anybody that says, "Oh, I just want to be an average person." Everybody wants to be great at what they do, and for us, it's rather than always looking at the end result. It's about looking and embracing the process, focusing on the step that's in front of us, being the best that we can be in the moment, and then continuing to grow. We talk about 1%. Trying to get 1% better each and every day. And so, it just really focuses on what I believe it takes to be successful, and that's commitment. Focus on little things, intensity in everything that we do, being mentally tough, and then embracing the brotherhood that you get to be a part of. And so, it's just that's our kind of daily focus on what it takes to achieve success, and kind of the method of which we go and attack it.
Yeah, and I have to ask this because people bug me about this all the time. There's a lot of focus on stars and recruiting and stuff like that. And James knows I've always been a big proponent of the, regardless of stars, the players who work hard and have the FSU heart. Keyshawn Helton being a perfect example. One of the hardest workers I've ever seen, and now recovering from injury. How important is it to you that we recruit those kind of kids that have the heart for Florida State to want to, adhere to your climb philosophy because they have the heart for the university?
Well, I mean, most important, I want the best and the brightest. I want the absolute best player that we can get with the best mindset, the right approach, and guys that are the right fit for what we're looking to do and moving forward. And the number of stars they come in with, I don't ever get to control that or whatever that looks like, but I can definitely control the stars they become out there on the field of Doak Campbell Stadium. And that's what we aspire, that when they step in, they're going to come here to shine. And that's something that's important to me, and to make sure that we develop and showcase these guys to the best of their ability. And that's what we're all about.
Can I use that, what you just said? Can I put that on the shirt? I can't control the stars that they have coming in, but I can control the stars that they become. I mean, Coach, that was
inspirational.
I'll say the first thing before I really, obviously I had to research you because I had to talk about you. But when I was listening to one of your quotes, you said, and because I'm about accountability, one thing that we were when I played, and the thing that the Doak Boyz before me, we were a bunch of rapscallions, some bullies that Coach Bowden was able to rein in, and made sure that we kept that on the field as much as possible. But it was personal accountability. So like if I and team accountability. So if I didn't, whether it was mat drills or whether the game, like we had guys like Todd Williams, unfortunately he passed. He was a big scary dude. So like if I didn't do what I was supposed to do, I got to figure out if I want to fight Todd, because Todd's gonna fight me. Because Todd wants to win that bad. And 6'7", probably about 340. And at the time I'm 6 foot, 225, 230. I don't know. I mean, I could beat a lot of people, but I don't know if I could win that battle consistently. So I'd rather beat somebody else up and worry about the consequences of that. But you said something that if you attack, I might be quoting it wrong, but if you attack each day with a passion and a focus on being excellent, then you'll inspire me. And when I'm listening to you talk about kind, is that pretty much like the thought process? You're going to come in, you're going to hold them to a standard, but you're going to make them want to do it. And in turn, if you have a culture that the players are doing what they're supposed to do, it in turn makes you want to be greater. Is that something?
Yeah, I mean that's there's at the front of that meeting room when I got here, I put two words up there. I put "show me." And it's important that we're an action-based program. I mean, everybody can sit there and talk about what they want to become or what they want to do. I want guys that their actions speak louder than their words. People ask of who are developing as leaders, who's stepping up. Leadership is embodied by guys that are consistently doing what they're supposed to do at an elite level, throughout time. And so our leadership is going to emerge by guys that have the greatest actions and show the greatest passion in being the best that they can possibly be. And so, and I've got to be the top example of that, because I get to lead this program. So that's something that we all share together, and we all have the opportunity to go out there and attack every day with the mindset of what we want to become. And if we want to be great, then we got to show up great every single day with how we work and what we do. So, that's our focus, and that's where our players, we're continuing to help develop and build that mindset. And it's not always easy to be able to achieve, but if we talk about it, we got to go work to do it.
I really appreciate it again, Coach Norvell. I know we don't want to take up too much more of your time. Look forward to, again, like you say, continue to develop a relationship with you, continue to go over there and see the guys leading the charge of bringing former players back to make sure that we can help you by any means necessary be as successful as possible. Please feel free to continue to reach out. We want nothing more than to see Florida State back on top, and no matter who's there, but you're the man in charge, and we want to do something, and hopefully as things progress, we can have you and some other coaches back on the show so we can continue to learn more about you as a fan base, as media, and as former players. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, Coach.
You guys having me on, and go Noles.
Yes, sir.
Yes, go Noles. Thank you again, Coach. That was wonderful. Thank you. We're so excited to have you here. All right. Okay, everybody, for 36 Degrees, this is Danielle Kelly, D Kelly 21, with my co-host, Big Game James _36, James Coleman. Special thanks to our head coach, Coach Norvell, for joining us today, and to all of you for listening in. As always, go Noles!